Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a nice time. So some more interesting updates in this video, and let me start with Ebenezer Akinsanmiro, the young man who has now joined Sampdoria on a season-long loan from Inter Milan. This man obviously impressed last season. I talked about that on this channel. He was originally from Remo Stars, but he went on trial at Inter Milan and did very well. So he was signed by the club and then taken to the Serie B of Inter Milan side. That same season, he performed in the junior division where he scored 6 goals and they provided 2 assists. And then he was promoted to the team A of the Inter Milan side. And he played a couple of games last season, especially the second half of last season for Inter Milan. He was obviously really good, great. He put up some really good performances for the Serie A champions. Of course, you know that Inter Milan were the people that actually lifted that trophy last season. But right now, they want to make sure that he continues his development outside of Inter Milan because the midfield area seems really tight right now. It's star-studded, and he might not be getting a lot of playing times if he stays in Inter Milan. So the management decided to take him out on loan to Sampdoria, who are in the Division 2 of the Serie A. So that's where he's going to be spending his next season. Right now, they are currently preparing for their season. They are in the preseason right now. But this young man has given the reason why he decided to agree to go to Sampdoria for his loan spell, and that reason is the fact that Sampdoria, has a certain Italy and AC Milan legend, Andres Pirlo, who is the current coach of the Sampdoria side. So Akinsanmiro says that Andres Pirlo is the person that obviously made him to accept the deal, accept to go on loan to Sampdoria. And one interesting thing about him accepting the offer is that he and Pirlo plays the same wing, and he looks forward to the prospect of actually learning from Andres Pirlo, who has done it all, seen it all, done it at the top level. He's won the World Cup, won Serie A a number of times, playing in that position. So Akinsanmiro wanted to learn closely from the legend himself, who is going to be teaching him a lot of things in Sampdoria as the head coach. But aside from Pirlo being the primary reason why he decided to join the club, he also said that Sampdoria is a really big club in the Italian Serie A, that they have such a huge history, and they have some pedigree, and that was very, very enticing to him. He says that's part of the reason why he decided to join. Akinsanmiro also revealed that Mikel Obi is his idol, and that during Mikel's time at Chelsea, that he used to watch him a lot and idolizes him. He always wanted to play like Mikel Obi and get to the top of the game like Mikel Obi, and also because Mikel plays in his role, but he is someone that loves to score goals, loves to create assists as well. Akinsanmiro definitely has a bright future. He's only 19 years old, but he's won the Scudetto, with Inter Milan, and then he's going to be learning under Andres Pirlo. So the future is really, really bright for the young man. We wish him all the best as he continues his development with Sampdoria. Moving on to the next gist, I have some interesting transfer updates regarding Ademola Lookman and Kelechi Iheanacho. But let me start with Ademola Lookman. Of course, this man is highly sorted after at this moment. There are lots of clubs who are interested in signing Ademola Lookman, from Chelsea to Man U to Liverpool. At some point, I think Arsenal showed a little bit of interest. Bayern Munich as well showed interest, and also a long list of Saudi Arabian club side. But the gist right now is that Atlanta have increased Ademola Lookman's asking price to 70 million euros. It used to be 60 million euros, but the latest right now is that they've added an extra 10 million euros for the man. And Atlanta is now telling any club that's interested in signing Ademola Lookman to make sure that they will be able to provide up to 70 million euros to get the man. And this is a little bit crazy because Atlanta actually bought him from RB Leipzig for less than 10 million euros, 2 years ago. And right now they are looking at making more than 50 million plus euros, as a gain for the man. But I don't think the man is overhyped. I mean, if anything, he is well worth the price tag that he has now been given, because he's not the same man that he used to be back in RB Leipzig 2 years ago. Back at the club, he actually scored just 5 goals and provided 2 assists. But after he was bought for £9 million by Atlanta. His first season with Atlanta, he scored 13 league goals, and he was the player of the season for Atlanta his first season. The second season was last season, and we know the whole story. He was, arguably the star of the team. He also won the player of the season for Atlanta back to back, and he scored some really incredible goals, had up to 11 league goals, 7 assists, including that hat-trick that he got in the Europa League final against Leverkusen. So this is the major reason why his price tag has now increased massively over the last 2 years. And Atlanta are not playing. They are not willing to sell. They still value him to be at the club, but again, these clubs are interested in the money. They want to make money from these players, which is why they put it at that price. But any club that's going to want to buy him should be ready to break that deal. But it doesn't look like any clubs from the EPL are ready to trigger this deal, although there are still some sort of negotiations going, especially with Manchester United, who are considering getting Lookman. Chelsea at some point were interested, with Raheem Sterling's future not being cleared out at the moment. But the biggest interest is coming from Saudi Arabia side Al Ahly. They recently entered the race to sign Ademola Lookman, but they are appearing to be very confident that they can, match the transfer fee that Atlanta is asking. Also, Al Ittihad showed interest at one point, but it seems to have died off right now because they were not willing to match Atlanta's transfer request or transfer fee for Ademola Lookman. But we'll see what happens in the next coming days. Ademola Lookman currently is with Atlanta team as they plan their preseason. He's currently training with them. I talked about that a few times. He joined the guys, and he's preparing for the next season. And moving on to the next gist, and still on transfer, let me talk about Kelechi Iheanacho, who is currently still a free agent after being released by Leicester City. Of course, I've talked about Kelechi Iheanacho's transfer updates, and I did mention that a number of club sides in Turkey are interested in signing him. The likes of Galatasaray at one point showed interest, and then Trabzonspor also showed interest. But right now, the latest club side that seem to have joined in the race to try and sign the free agents are 2 English Premier League clubs, the likes of Ipswich, who have recently been promoted back into the Premiership, and then Nottingham Forest, who are looking to maybe sign the man and unite him with his Super Eagles brothers, Taiwo Awoniyi and Ola Aina. In all of these interests, Kelechi has not decided. He and his agents haven't decided on what next move to take, in terms of picking a club. But they are still trying to see the best one for him. But the likelihood right now for the man is that he might finally decide to take up one of these club sides in England, just so that he continues to stay in the country. His family is already settled there, and they're happy there. So transferring to another club side that's out of the country might be very stressful for him and his family, trying to settle in a new city again. So this is why it's very possible that Kelechi might decide to go for maybe one of these EPL clubs, perhaps Nottingham Forest, but we'll see what happens in the next coming days. That's the update for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. React to any of the stories that you like. Take care of yourself. Stay tuned for more updates.